Hello, Danaya. How
Hello,
are
hello.
you?
Hi, everyone.
Good. Hello to everyone. Hola a todos los que están ahí, los que nos están siguiendo desde varios lugares de Latinoamérica. Este es un espacio que hemos abierto, como ya saben, desde que hicimos el primer podcast en video esta semana, donde les estuve contando un poco de mi experiencia personal y de las razones por las cuales decidí comenzar con este proyecto virtual de academia online llamada Maestro Web Academy. Y bueno, desde hoy les voy a estar presentando algunas de las personas que me van a colaborar en este proceso, que esperamos sea un proceso a muy largo plazo de creación de toda una comunidad a nivel global, inicialmente y principalmente a nivel de Latinoamérica, para poder contar con la presencia de tantos directores de coro, cantantes, compositores, artistas en todo el territorio. Y bueno, voy a tener cada semana diferentes invitados que van a tocar conmigo diferentes temas que tienen que ver con la cultura musical, con la educación, con el arte y sobre todo con el desarrollo social. Y hoy, para comenzar este ciclo de invitados, tengo conmigo, tengo el privilegio de contar con la presencia de la maestra Danaja Koren. Ella es una profesora de música, licenciada, diplomada en educación musical, en educación freelance, en varios sistemas de educación y es especialista en trabajar con niños y en enseñarle música a niños. Y es precisamente la maestra encargada de dictar uno de los cursos que tenemos en nuestro programa, el Maestro de Coro Fundamentos. Ella es la persona encargada de dictar el curso para directores de coro en educación musical y técnicas de trabajo con coros escolares y con coros infantiles. Vamos a estar haciendo la entrevista en inglés y bueno, como ustedes podrán ver, van a tener aquí abajo los subtítulos en español para que la puedan disfrutar aquellas personas que no conocen el inglés. Entonces vamos a, bueno, estoy presentando a Danaja. So Danaja, I just did a brief introduction of you, of who you are, and what do you do in your life. But I would like you to explain by yourself what has been your, your trip in music. What do you do in your life as a musician and as a professor, as a teacher, music teacher? And to begin, I would like to ask you, what is your academic background? Like, what did you study? How did you discover that this was the thing you wanted to do in your life, and why? Why do you like to work with children? Because I'm asking because I have, for me, this is a very, very difficult job. I think music teachers and teachers in general, school teachers are heroes because it's so, so difficult. I have been a school teacher too in many moments in my life, and I have the diploma. It's not the thing where I the best at, but I know how it is, and I know how it is to work with children and how challenging it is. So I'm very interested to know and for you to share with us what has been your experience and why did you choose this path for your life.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to talk to you now. I would like to start maybe with what I think the main and the interesting starting point for me was, and it goes back to Waldorf School, actually. I attended Waldorf School education, and that gave me some kind of respectful view of community, nature, and art. So attending this school, I got this experience of, if you really want to stand out, if you really want to go for something, if you really want to be great at something, it's not necessarily showed in your grades, in your perfect grades, which is also very important thing. But the creativity that you have, it's even more important, and that you have guts, that you have that you are passionate about something, And I was a very shy little girl, so sometimes I really needed a push, and I got it always in that school. And one of this main starts was in high school, when my music teacher proposed that I do a project with a male choir, because I was always like, I was a musician, I like to sing in choirs and everything. And one of my qualities maybe is that maybe I don't know a lot of some stuff, and then I say, okay, I don't know it, but I will learn it, I will do it. I have passion for it, I will do it. So this was my starting point, this male choir. I was very scared. I was a kid, and I stood in front of these guys that were amazing singers. Excuse me?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how old were you?
How old
were you?
14. I was 14. I was 14 and then 15. I was leading that choir for 1 year, not only by myself. Of course, it was my teacher's choir. So he was very brave to give it to me for 1 year, for that project of mine. Mm-hmm. And I realized something that probably to all of you is very, like, it's normal, but leading that choir, I realized that it's extremely important that you are way better leader if you know things in advance, if you know what you want to hear. And you are even a better leader if your singers know what they want to hear in advance, in a song, in a concert, or whatever. That's a basic truth, but I was very young to learn that, to know by my experience. I didn't read anything, I didn't know anything about it. So I just went for it, and that was my first knowledge I got from working with a real choir. And at that same time, I was singing in a youth choir with Ursula, which is amazing, one of the best choir conductors in Europe. She works in Scandinavia now with Ragnar Rasmussen, which is also one of the best conductors. And she also pushed me a bit. As I said, I was very shy. I would never do it by myself, like raising hands, I will do it, but they just sensed something in me, or I don't know. And they pushed me into that stuff. So I was leading section rehearsals there. So now I had this choir with grown-up men and choir with high school kids that were my age. So I had to deal with different kind of problems, let's say. And I didn't know, as I said, I didn't know anything about it. I was still a kid, and I was learning through that. And that was the point when I decided I really want to do it. I want to study music. I want to be a music teacher. I want to work with choirs. I want to work with kids. I want to be an educator. So in that last year, I decided to study music education. And in music education in Music Academy in Ljubljana, it's the program is very full. They give you a lot of experience in actual classes, a lot of practical work. So it was a very good decision for me. I knew I was right when I went. That was the only option for me. I didn't even think what else could I do. That was the only option. And I got in, and I was very happy. So that was the start. Then I was very lucky to start working also very soon, after 3 years of, right after my diploma, I started working in music school. And I saw that the situation in classes is actually different when you come to live class, or when you come to a class in music school for your exam, where they're all very kind to you and they want to help you somehow, the students, I mean. And when you come to be a teacher of your own class, and they are all over the place, and you really need to learn everything from the start. So yeah, that's when I started to read and to explore different kind of educational, how to say, concepts, like Orff, like Williams, like everything. I read everything. I did a lot of projects. I made publications in books and in magazines because I was really researching how to, like, contemporary approaches in music, because as we all know, being in a class or working with a choir and classroom is like a live person. It's very alive. When you think you already know something, you get new students, you get new situation, and you have to learn everything from the beginning. So these approaches, these different kind of approaches, pedagogical approaches, taught me different kind of, I got different kind of skills from that, so I could be more creative and more go forward to my kids and to in classes and in choir. So one of my biggest steps that I see now was actually after I finished my master's, when I really started working and when I applied to Williams music school for Williams teacher. That's when I got a lot of information that is helping me how to be a creative teacher and creative choir conductor.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us a bit about this Williams school. How does it work, and how did you get into it, and how is it working? I think you are finishing right now. So for this COVID situation, you couldn't actually finish this year probably, but you are very in the last step of the process. So how this school works and what gives you this Williams diploma? Why is this so special? Because I know many professional conductors like that work, especially in the field of kids education. Many of my colleagues take this diploma or are actually very interested in taking this diploma, and I would like you to explain why is this so special even now in this actual moment, because I think it's kind of it has been for some time these techniques. So why it's still special, why it's still working, and how do they and you make it new every time to keep it working?
Yeah, as you said, this COVID situation stopped us a bit. I should be graduated, finishing my diploma this year, this June, July, but the French people and Spanish people and Italian people cannot fly to Ljubljana, and we cannot have a conference and exams and everything, so we will see how this will go. But this is a really, really, really good pedagogical approach, because it is very well organized. It has 4 different steps which you don't interfere in, and inside of those 4 steps you can be very creative. So it's kind of very nice form that you have to be very strict with it, because as we know, we can only learn when we are strict and we are repeating some stuff multiple times. But at the same time, the creativity is very important, especially in music. So that's why this school is very important for me, and I see that the results in my classes. So the first step of being involved in class, in a Williams class, goes to hearing, how do you say, sensibility, which is very important from the very early age. So we start with kids that are only 3 years old. We start to build their hearing sensitivity then. Then it's the rhythm, then it's the body language, and based always, everything is based on natural movements, natural rhythm, natural melody, everything that comes from nature, from the nature of the body, from the nature of the environment. Nothing nothing that we make how to say, plastically, or how to say it, you know. It's very natural. And then songs, singing is the most important thing, because singing, with singing we can express our inner world somehow. That's the only way we can actually express it with little kids, because they don't know how to play the instruments or something. So this is very, very important. And connected with what I was saying before, when I realized, when I was working with this male choir, that it's very important to hear things in advance. For me as a leader, the most importantly, but also for a good musicians that are in front of me as a leader. So this is one of the most important basics and cores of music education, of Williams music education, I think. This inner hearing, this sensitivity about sounds, about melodies, rhythm, about harmony, and everything connected with singing, everything connected with natural body, you know.
Yeah, it's very important, and it's very much in the line of what we want to know. We want to do now with this project that we call Maestro, and how we want our conductors, the people who are studying with us, to develop this conscience of how much important is the connection with your own body, the development of expressive abilities on music, and how to put your body to the service of music making, actually. So I think this is important to see how this is connected to the children at school, the children music education now, and I think that's very, like, the value on it. If I see it from the point of view of adult musicians and conductors and singers, and how they should be connected to this education when they were younger, as children.
Mm.
So I wanted to ask you, because now you're part of this team of professors for Maestro Academy. And I wanted to ask you, why did you approach now, and how do you think it's possible to make this online education work? Like, when you will be working with some of the teachers that will come from different countries in the world, different countries in Latin America, and in Europe, in Asia, and how do you think this will help them, and how do you think this Maestro Academy system will help them to develop these abilities and this knowledge?
I think that the most important thing about this global learning and this web academy stuff is that is uniting, that is connecting, which is very important for us to share the experience, to share our knowledge. To know, one of the quotes that was published on this Maestro Academy website was something like, you always need to be brave enough to ask the questions, to ask, and then you get answers. So this is, I think, now in this situation that we are now, although maybe someone thinks that music cannot be taught over the camera, but this is the opportunity that we show that it can be, because the main thing is this sharing, that I can share my knowledge, I can share my experience with someone that I couldn't if he wasn't here. So this is the positive thing of it, and I think it will work and it will be great.
Yeah, I think this is very nice, this possibility of put you and me and all the professors in touch with people from some different countries and very different backgrounds, you know, because the exciting thing about this school now is that we will be in touch with people from, I don't know, from Bolivia, from Argentina, from Mexico, and see how they develop their own work already. So we want to teach them and to share with them, but at the same point, I think we will learn, and this is the thing that makes exciting to me, and I'm sure for you too, because we will be able to share what we know, but then we will learn from there some other things, maybe some other techniques or repertoire that they have. And about repertoire, I wanted to ask you, because I know in some of the countries, I come from Colombia, and I know the environment in Latin America, and I know the music education there and the choir music practice. It's very much in some of the countries, not all of them, but in some of the countries, it's very much focused on folkloric music and arrangements of popular music. And because this is what comes natural to us, it's natural to every country to sing their own music, of course. But I think it's very interesting which kind of repertoire you will propose, because another issue I know, at least in Latin America, but I know even in, I have the experience of living in European countries, and I know in many other countries, they have this lack of repertoire for children, for music in school, for choirs in school, for children choirs. It's a lack, there is always a lack of repertoire, because you need probably, because what you said before, you need to change the repertoire very often, you need to try new things. So what will be your proposal about this in the courses you will be holding with Maestro?
I think that the most important thing when you pick a song in your classroom with your kids' choir is that it has a purpose. You don't pick it because it's nice. That's not good enough. It's good, but not good enough. It needs to have a purpose. It needs to have a very interesting harmony. Kids don't always need to understand everything, but they need to be in this experience, in this musical experience. It's not the choir. The choir and the music lessons should never be like lessons like we go to school, but it has to be about music experience. They have to feel that. And if you think that a song has a nice rhythm, that you will be working on some kind of a rhythm that is nice, interesting, strange maybe for them, then this is the song for you. If you think this is a very nice melody, I mean, we always use major and minor, but if it's some kind of modality, some kind of, I don't know, different kind of melody that you don't know from your country, I will maybe find it in some other country with the students here, you know, and maybe I can give them something nice. Then this is the song you should do. Also the text.
Yeah.
Also the text. A lot of times we just ignore the text. It is very important. Kids really relate to words. They really do. So it's not to ignore. It's not to ignore. And then also the movement. If kids can maybe move with some song, because always when things come from your body, they go into your body, so they become you become more aware of it. So all of that is very important. It doesn't have to be everything in one song, but you have to know why you are using it. And then you have those songs, maybe one that you just like to do, you know, but that shouldn't be always enough for the songs you pick. 5 songs in a choir that we all like, but we don't know actually why we do it. It needs to have a purpose, because you are learning, you're teaching.
Yes. Yeah. So you are teaching every time, even when you choose the repertoire.
They don't need to know that. It's even better if they don't. You don't explain anything to them. If you pick the right thing, it will have results.
That's very interesting. So I would like to know what is your, now, we are launching in some countries this program for choir conductors, the choir conducting basics, el director de coro fundamentos. And we will have three main resources for conductors. One is the technique, the conducting technique, the music analysis, and the other is the knowledge about their body and how to develop this knowledge and how to put their body in a shape and in a way that they can actually use it to express their music, because conductors' instrument is their own body, so they need to know how it works and they need to have the knowledge how to manage. And then we have your proposal, that is this proposal centered to how to conduct, how to work with children choirs, how to have school choirs, how to work and choose repertoire for them, and all these techniques, and so I would like you to explain to subjects you will touch in this first program.
Can you repeat the question again? I didn't hear you very well.
I think I would like you to share with us very briefly what will be like the subjects you will touch in this first program, education.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, briefly, I went through everything when I was talking about my story, because these are the these are the things that are important to me. So inner hearing, the ear, the voice, the songs, the harmony, I mean the melody, the rhythm, everything that is important for in a song, in a choir, to have like a goal, to have a purpose, and to have a result out of it. I think that with songs we can do miracles, and that's what we do in choirs, because that's the main goal of choirs. I think in music classes sometimes we have to deal with a lot of theoretical stuff, and we lack of this time for songs, which is, in my opinion, so important. That's why we can deal with that then in choirs. So I will talk about that. I will speak about what to pick, how to work with young kids that are not maybe developed, like their voice is not developed like ours, and how to get close to them without being too theoretical, how to just work and see the results of it. Yeah, that's the main purpose.
Okay. And we are managing also this offer that we call it Maestro Family, and which is this proposal for families to work together, these music lessons and body language lessons. How does it work? I mean, what are you teaching there?
I'm very excited about that. This is totally my field. I love that already. So this is the course that we will offer to families that have kids at home, and actually I want them to be creative. That's the thing that maybe I didn't point out enough, the creativity that needs to be a part of every lesson, of every choir rehearsal. The creativity to give the singers and the kids the way to express themselves, and kids do that through the creativity of usually voice or body. So in this kitchen course, I will show some kind of technique, how to do different activities, and use the stuff that you have at home, and be.
Yeah, it's just, you mentioned the word kitchen course.
Yes.
That's very. How is this a kitchen course? Are you teaching how to cook?
I know that not a lot of even music schools have all these different instruments, all these different kind of melodical or rhythmical instruments. And even in school, sometimes you have to be very, very, very creative, because the most important thing you need and you have to give to kids is this, how to say, the different specters of sounds and rhythms and everything. Like just not be, how to say that, not
not to be conditioned for, because
yes,
you don't
yes,
you like instruments in
yes,
school.
yes, to show them a lot of different stuff. And in the kitchen you have a lot of different instruments, let's say, that give a lot of different sounds, different materials that give different sounds. You can do different rhythmical stuff with it. So we will play with that, with stuff that we have at home, and we can magically turn them into instruments and then play with them and have a musical classroom in our living room.
That's
So
very
every
interesting.
parent can actually be a music teacher if they know how to do it, and I will try to help them with that.
Well, that's great. I think that's really great. Okay, I would like you to invite people to join the program, because now they are looking at this interview, this podcast, they are hearing all this fantastic stuff you have to share with them, and all this background that you have. You're a very young person, but with a lot of background experience. You have been conducting choirs for half of your life, and I think, and conducting choirs and teaching school, actually, because you have a very long experience also in this. And so I'm very excited to invite people that is watching the video to see if they want to know a bit more and to join us.
Yes, as you see, I'm already very excited about it. I am very passionate about what I do. And if you are passionate about what you do, then maybe we can share this passion and this spark that we have and bring it into our choirs and be better and be more rich with all this knowledge that we can offer to each other. And I think this is the opportunity that we all need to take.
Yeah, exactly. Now I will speak Spanish because voy a hablar un poco en español porque quiero invitarlos a ustedes a que consideren todo el cúmulo de conocimientos, de experiencias que el Maestro Academy quiere compartir con ustedes. Ya vieron la experiencia de la maestra Koren, todo ese bagaje educativo, pedagógico para trabajar con niños y con coros escolares y coros infantiles que ella tiene, y yo verdaderamente siento la pasión de este curso, de todo lo que queremos compartir con ustedes, y quiero invitarlos a que se conecten con nosotros, a que nos sigan en las redes sociales, a través de Facebook, de Instagram, a que visiten nuestro sitio web, y a que puedan compartir también con nosotros sus experiencias, sus proyectos, que nos cuenten qué coros, qué escuelas, dónde trabajan, qué tipo de proyectos tienen, también si dirigen orquesta, grupos musicales de cualquier tipo. Por favor, cuéntenos y compartan con nosotros y entren en contacto con nosotros. Escríbanos, pueden escribir a elmaestrodecoro@gmail.com, o pueden buscarnos en las redes sociales como Maestro Web Academy. Estamos en Facebook, en Instagram y en nuestro canal de YouTube. Ahí van a encontrar siempre material gratuito que pueden compartir, que pueden leer, que pueden conocer, y también el acceso y la información a nuestros cursos. Ahorita estamos lanzando el primer curso, Maestro de Coro, Fundamentos. Y entonces, bueno, para mí ha sido un placer tener a la maestra Danaja Koren. Danaja, and I wanted you to share briefly also. I know you have this long experience as a singer. Also, you're a professional singer. You have been singing in many professional ensembles and as a soloist. But you have this particular activity as a musical singer. I wanted you to share that with us.
Well, that was all actually a coincidence that I came into this world, and I'm so happy. Actually, I was invited by my colleague that we were both classical singers. And then we got an invitation for an audition. I didn't know how to actually, I mean, I never took a dancing class. I never took an acting class before, like only in school and stuff, but not professionally on side. So we went, we sang Phantom of the Opera duet. It was great. We enjoyed it so much. We just said, okay, we did a great job. We enjoyed so much, and we will see. And we both got accepted. And it was actually a Mamma Mia Slovene musical, and we were very, very, very successful. We just last August was our last show because we were touring over Slovenia because it was translated in Slovene. So we were touring over Slovenia for 4 years, I think. And then I got into this world and I started to dance classes like regularly. I started to learn how to sing on this pop singing with microphone because I never tried it before, and acting and all of this. So now I was participating in 4 or 5, I think. I don't keep count right now, musicals, and I enjoy it so much. You need to have a lot of condition, like physical condition, very strong voice, a very not big, but like strong to maintain all this. But it's very fun, and it's I'm very happy to have this experience. And I'm very sad that right now we can't actually do it, and I hope we will go back on stages soon.
It will come soon. Well, as you can see, Danaja is all there's a lot of experience, different backgrounds, and it's very nice. Very nice because I guess you put all of this to the service of your purpose as a music teacher. All of this makes part of the things you actually do. So it's very, very, very nice. So Danaja, thank you very much for your time, for being part of this podcast, for being part of this Maestro Academy. I think we'll have very, very nice projects with you, and I hope all the people that is watching this video now will they get to know a bit more about you and about your experience. And if you want to contact us, just write an email or search for us in the websites in the different social networks. We'll be there to help you and to communicate with you. Thank you very much, Danaja, for your time, and well, see you soon in Maestro School.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm very, very excited to start this and to meet you all and to go on this adventure together.
Great. See you next time, next episode of the Maestro podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.